Oh, that was weird. Not bad for not having played in a week. All right, so for who all is there, our journey begins here. It is not actually where it began, but 1 week ago today, I left the house with a recording device, recording a trip at 30 times speed. In other words, if I'm traveling 80 miles an hour on an Iowa highway, you're going to see us traveling 2,400 miles per hour. And the reason why it starts here at a rest area, eastbound, technically southbound, southeast, mostly, is because there was a glitch. I had the sleep mode set on, in other words, and I tested it, hit record. When I stop recording, and after 3 seconds to save battery life, the screen goes dark. Well, at some point in those 3 seconds after the screen goes dark, it stopped recording. And I made it to here. Hold on. From here. So that's a long drive that I caught down the I-5, I thought, over to here and then off onto the 84 and then over to here and then start down to there. And when I got here, I'm like, all right, let's check and see what we got. And I checked and saw what we got. We got nothing. And it stunk. So what did I do? Well, I started recording. And just to give you an idea what the location looks like from the not sky, we were here. Funnily enough, I had clouds there too. It was a little more gray. In fact, it was still kind of gray and cold and rainy. I'm going to Phoenix, Arizona, by the way. That's what I was doing. Gray and cold and rainy since then, and I was parked right about here. So, let the journey begin. Would you look at that? Keep in mind, 30 times normal speed. And the clouds do look pretty epic, I have to admit. So I'm going to kind of play along in the nice little... What else are you going to do? Sup? So what you're looking at now, if you haven't heard, is a 2,400 mile an hour car drive. Speed limit was 80, and I recorded it as it's playing back at 30 times normal speed, time lapse, right? So that equates to about 2,400 miles an hour, unless my math is way off. I don't think so. But so here we're going up through the Blue Mountains, and this is a case in point here. Rafi, who is on here every once in a while, and is patron. Thank you very much, Rafi. Did take note that most people don't or aren't aware of the vastness of America. It's so large you can fit one whole America on the inside of it, and it's something else. You know, it's very large. So my trip here was about 800 miles, and I went. It's a 14-hour drive, and we're only seeing a little bit of it. But I drove all the way into Utah, and yes, I captured the whole thing in time lapse like this. And these clouds last almost into the night. I got to get halfway through Idaho for them to go away. It's just dreary and bleh, all the time. That day was nuts. But going on with the story, we're going to Phoenix, like I said before, so. Whitey Jackson is no longer with us. It has been replaced by Whitey Ibanez. But I do think that this whole drive thing is kind of fascinating. And I'm never going to do this again. I drove a total of 3 months. 3 months of my normal driving in what is essentially 6 days, but really 4 days. Because, I didn't drive for a couple of days. But I leave one day, well, really 7 days, I guess, in a total of 7 days. So I leave on Tuesday. This is still Tuesday. And I drive, and then I go hotel. All right, great. Wake up the next day and drive. Okay, great. Get to where I'm going. Drive the next day. Pick this guy up. Pretty nifty. And then, I watch my friend get married, and you don't see any McDonald's. Well, now you see, America isn't all what you think it is. We've got a lot of non-McDonald's too. We've got Carl's Jr. Depending on where you're at, we could have, In-N-Out, Wendy's. Wendy's is pretty common. McDonald's is pretty common, to be honest with you. But I don't know. McDonald's has become a lot of, more of a European brand, right? So I actually just drove through a major city here. That was Boise. And we get up to, or maybe that was Twin Falls. Anyway, there goes rest areas. Utah does not know what a rest area is. There's 2 of them in the entire state that I could see. And then, and that's a long drive through the state too. Just like this is a long drive through Iowa. We are in Idaho right here. This is potato country. And somewhere around the middle section here, I'm pointing in the wrong direction for you guys. Somewhere in the middle section over there. And I don't know exactly where it was. There's a big dead bloated cow. I counted 4 foxes, 1 cow, 1 bull elk, 3 cats, about 6, maybe 7. Oh, the moon's up there in the sky, by the way. 6 or 7 coyotes. All sorts of dead things, man. They're everywhere. But so now we're heading off and into nothingness. See, this is one of the things I learned. That's a nice shot of a jet flying by, and how much faster it's actually going than I was. But look how flat this is. Just flat. There's nothing. There's no features. There's a little bit of a canyon over there. That's kind of cool. A little bit of, you got some mesas and some buttes. But really, it's just kind of like a big nothing. There's just nothing. There's a little town, maybe 80 miles apart. There's one. There's no services there. There's gas stations here and there. But, it's just a big bunch of nothing. And that's kind of unnerving if you think about it. I got a good car, but, what if something went wrong? There's nothing anywhere. And, and then there's the blight and eyesore of modern society, a bunch of windmills over there in the middle of nothing. And, it doesn't make it look any better. Let's turn this into a different channel here. Now keep in mind, right now, this is the equivalent speed of 1,400 miles an hour. 2,400 miles per hour. We are really cruising here. Several miles a minute. And, Mach almost 4, I guess. No, Mach 3, Mach 2.5. So, I had to think about it. Here's an interesting thing. See this gas station here? I pulled in, and I realized when I pulled into the town, not this gas station in particular, but when I pulled into the little town here, that this is exactly the same spot where my friend and I, when I moved to Vegas when I was 20, got gas. Exactly the same place. And within a few miles, the first gas stop I made was just about the first gas stop we made as well. So it was almost like I was recreating the Vegas trip. But instead of turning down into Nevada, I turned down into Utah because of a hotel. And once I go inside and I come back out, you'll see me walking here real quick. There I go. And I'm coming back out with water, and there I am. Okay. And off back to it. Sun was big in the sky that day. But start to see some mountains in the distance. And you'll start to see the bugs collect on my windshield. Again, 80 miles an hour. Trucks aren't allowed to go as fast as cars. On this highway, when you get into Utah and Arizona, they are. And that's kind of weird because if you're from a state where trucks must go slower, it's much easier to pass them unless they're passing another truck. And that makes it a little more difficult to do. So anyway, the sun's going down, as you can tell. And I've been driving literally all day. I started out at 8 o'clock in the morning. And, I drive for 13 hours that day. That's a long drive for anybody. Like I said, I did 3 months worth of driving and pretty much 4 days condensed, just separated out two, a couple of days off of driving, then 2 more. And I don't think I'm going to do that again. I think that it would be better. We're heading into Utah right here. We're not quite there yet, but we're just about there. We're about to cross the state line. There we are. So, here's the situation with that. Again, you can see horizon to horizon, behind you, in front of you, 360 directions. There's nothing anywhere. There's nobody, nothing at all. Anybody who thinks that the earth is overpopulated has not made this drive. There are so many places like this where you can just look around and go, God, there ain't nothing out here. And there's not. There's nothing out there. I know why they call it God's country, because there's no one else there. It's just God, right? So I slept in a hotel on the way down and on the way back, and I slept at my friend's house while I was down there. They had enough space. I've got photos to show as well. Everybody loves a slideshow. I know better than that, but everybody loves a slideshow, I'm going to say anyway. And so on the way, or while I was there, I stayed in the guest room. We had 2 other guests in the house as well, John and Christina. Wonderful people, very good people. Also very dear friends of Joel. Joel has a good story about how he met John, and we'll have a picture later on. I don't know if he wants me to show him on the internet, but he's going to get shown on the internet. But he was walking down the street, and he had a t-shirt on, and the t-shirt just happened to be the same band. It's obscure Norwegianish metal band, by the way. I didn't bother asking the name, but apparently Joel had the same CD. This is the guy who was getting married, by the way. Joel had the same CD in his car that John had on his shirt, and he's like, hey, I got that in there. Hey, look, I just bought this chair. Can you help me put this in the house? And John was like, yeah. And they've been great friends ever since. And Christina is his, I want to say, wife. And either way, they are a couple, and that's a couple, and a really good pair. They're pretty cool together, gotta say. Real neat. And I think that this actually founded an extra friendship, because we were always kind of cool with each other before, and just, hey, how you been, blah blah blah. But now we're actually, I think, gonna really hang out. So, and besides, I brought back contraband for them. Whereas I brought back a couple of rocks and a stick for myself, they brought back a couple of rocks, thanks to me, because they flew. And that's where I was going with this, by the way, is this drive. I will not do this drive again. And I'm going to go back to Arizona pretty much once a year now. I think that this is, it's really good for me. And I will go down and I will visit. And I didn't just have a vacation there, man. I worked. As soon as I got there, I'm like, okay, go to sleep, wake up the next morning, kind of stretch. I showered the first day, and then it's like, hey, Kirk, could you help out, blah, 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 and go move these things? Same with John, you know. And so we were put to work. It was great. It was great. It was great. It was really, really great. And I felt really good. And then the next day it was the same thing, but I didn't get a shower first. And the next day it was the day of the wedding, and it's work, 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 work. Gotta go and do. But I'll tell you what it was like. It was like visiting family. It's like visiting not long lost, but long endeared family members that I hadn't seen in years. Just the most beautiful people, the most wonderful people. Oh, that's Christina right now. So let's see here. The Will of Sausage sounds like it could be a Monty Python. It totally could. Indeed, I do. By the way, I am live streaming right now. If you'd like to catch it, you can ask me questions. Kirk's Chop Shop, by the way. Big cheesy grin. Oh, yeah, I'm going to have to put that in there. All right. Hold on. The channel name is Kirk's Chop Shop. Big smile again. Cheesy grin. All right. Anyway, on with the story. But they were smart. They flew. Whereas this drive, the total drive, was 1,500 miles. And I drove the whole 1,500 miles with anxiety and all sorts of other things, you know, creeping in, going, Kirk, road, blind thing. What wound up happening is that their flight lasted about 2.5 hours. My total drive time down there was about 23. So I'll take the 2.5 hours and still hate flying, but I'd rather do that than drive. So, oh, YouTube, sorry. Finally, arrival at the hotel. Very shortly. Drive around a little bit, and then park, lights out. That's it. The next day.
All right.
No, that's not the next day. This is actually coming home. Wow, this is going to be like Pulp Fiction.
It's just beyond that little mountainous
hill. I have
no
idea where. There it is. There's my cursor. All right. So what we're looking at here is the backside of what is that? Mount Mazamba, which is Crater Lake. Oh, sorry. No problem. Just to let you know, it's usually Monday nights at 8 and usually goes for a couple hours. Just talk to people, answer questions. It's fun time. Well, at least for me. I don't know about these folks. Anyway, going on with the story. So tonight's is a makeup stream. Not makeup as in one word makeup, but make up stream. Well, at any rate, let's skip past this one because that is not chronological at all. There we go. Morning at the hotel, we leave. And I've got bugs on my windshield, so let's get rid of the bugs on the windshield. Now, as you could tell, this is a beautiful place. Absolutely gorgeous. Utah is pretty. It's vast, it's desolate, and there's a city corridor that lasts pretty much from North Salt Lake City all the way down through Provo. And then there's a bunch of blank spots, then there's some more city stuff. But, oh, and I got turned around here after I got gas. Watch this. Fastest windshield clean in history. There I go. And here we go again. Very popular. I'm learning how to put on guy liner and shadow. That's why I was very careful to say makeup instead of make up. Or wait, makeup instead of makeup. Yeah, you know what I mean. And they reply to that. Ha ha ha. There we go. Well, at any rate, so I'm going to be traveling down this highway for the longest trip you've ever taken by car was from Poland to France. It was like 16 hours. Well, I got you beat. But 16 hours is a long time. It's a very long time. So I hope you broke that up into at least 2 days. My drive back was actually shorter than my drive there. And the reason why it was shorter is I kind of took a diagonal route over, which I don't think I ever really want to do again, by the way, like I said before. No, you don't. uh, oh. I usually stream Mondays, so I'm making up yesterday's stream today. That's the make up stream. No guy liner. Promise. Very funny. Anyway. And that's kind of what I felt like when I was driving through this. And I know that most people aren't, going to be, just paying attention, like, ooh, what's going to come around the corner next? Yeah, it's a bunch of cars and roadways and all that kind of stuff. Disappointed my. Maybe you will. If I can ever find that photo that the girls I was hanging out with when I was 15 took that put me in Guyliner, well, then there you go. I think they were holding on to that for when I was going to run for office or something. Who knows? Appropriate gif. Well, at any rate, going back to it, we're about to turn off this freeway here. And when I say about, in real time, it was not even close to being about time. But we're about to turn off of this, and we're going to take a left, and we're going to steamroll straight over those mountains. And it's not bad. It's a pretty good trip over the mountains. Haha, that's funny. Yes, it is. So do you also speak French? Tell it's getting drier, by the way, the farther south we're going. Yeah, all right, show off. Très bien, as Eddie Izzard would say. Now, by the time I got here, I'm like, all right, you guys have a restroom? That's right here. I also got gas. I didn't need gas. I had a couple more 100 miles left in my tank. But I got it anyway. And I bought a little charger because that's the one thing I forgot was a phone charger. Isn't that... I brought lots of things I could plug into the phone. I just forgot anything that I could plug that into the wall with. So that was dumb. All right. Now we're taking off. We're going through some real, like, starting to look like desert territory. It's starting to look like, high desert plains. It's beginning to look like westerns, you know? You know what I'm saying? Westerns. So we're going through this really quaint little town, quite nice. Speed limit's only 65, 80. Everybody's doing 80. And, everybody was selling buffalo jerky, but I couldn't see any buffalo. Lots of dead animals. Buffalo was not one of them. I saw wild horses, though, on the way back. That was pretty cool. I mean, you think they don't exist? You know, they talk about, oh, yes, wild horses roaming about. No. They really do. That was in northern Nevada, just before I got to Reno. Like I said, I went back in a different way. But you see some snow on the ground over there, and then there's no snow. You know, there's some snow, no snow. It's a high desert now. We're over 4,000 feet up for the majority of this trip. That's all, like those white spots over there. It's all snow. And it's 79 degrees at that point where I'm at right there. It's 79 degrees. And, you know, the sun is still rising in the sky. It's getting close to noon right here. You know, but now down to 3,000 feet, 2,000 feet coming up and so forth. They have elevation markers, right? The desert, let me tell you about the night sky. So Phoenix, outside of Phoenix, I was in Buckeye. That's just to the west of it. The moonlight, when it's out, it is so bright, it casts a shadow, a crisp shadow on the ground. You can take photos by moonlight and still pick out everything in the photo. It's a little on the grainy side because the ISO isn't, really tolerating that too well. But now, when we go over the ridge here and I see a mesa for the first time, a real one, I actually did this. I was like, oh my God, and it's coming right up. But as soon as it was there, I'm like, oh, it's real. It's like, oh, there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It just, and we're not even in Arizona yet. We're still in Utah. I mean, keep in mind, the Grand Canyon is pretty close to this. My phone died as I was driving over the, they have a bridge, but it's pretty much a dam right next to Bryce Canyon. And, Dale Canyon. And it's a pretty famous one. The loop is there. You've seen that. And, that was like, oh my God, it's real. Oh, it's amazing. So I got all girly about it. Going on with the story, though, the next thing we're going to know is that when we get into some pretty interesting terrain, this blips off, and I have to start it again. So I do after the fact, and I'm stuck in traffic when I did. But this is really nice. They have passing lanes every few miles where you can just go ahead and pass vehicles that are too dang slow, and there's lots of those. So now, as far as the night sky thing, I go to Flagstaff, and I could have gone to Sedona. Sedona and Flagstaff are like no light zones. Or very low light, so no light pollution. They actually have an observatory in Flagstaff. So apparently, it's really dark there, and you can just see the sky. You can see all the stars, and I tell it's pretty amazing. So the next time I get up there, I will be going there. It does. There's a lot of outback-looking stuff here. I just crossed through a painted desert, for crying out loud. I don't know why they want to paint so much rock and all that, but that's a joke. But I'm passing through, reservations here, and I stop on the side of the road. I don't know if I already did that. Stop on the side of the road and go, when I hit the Arizona sign. It should actually be coming right up. I might have already done it. But I really don't know if I'm in Arizona yet. Yeah, I'm in Arizona. Anyway, it's good stuff. This part of the drive was pretty epic. I'm just singing along with 80s tunes like nobody's business. All sorts of 80s tunes. There it is. That's, Arizona. Oh, I'm there. And funny thing was, there's the mesas, there's the plateaus, there's, deserty stuffs everywhere, all over the place. And right here, going into interesting terrain, that's where it dies.
Preventative maintenance there whatsoever.
So then we shoot into another place entirely. Hold up. This is actually going into a city nearby.
No, I get it. Totally.
Let's keep going.
Oh, and that one over there as well.
There's
Yeah.
a rattlesnake. That's
yeah.
while I was there, but I'm trying
First
to
time
get to
for
the
me,
dang
too.
drive, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it or not. Let's see if I can find it, because that's where it gets. Oh, you know what? Doesn't look like I got it. Maybe I just didn't download it. That's all right. Let's go for, or get it off my phone wherever it is. Let's do a couple of things. Let's start talking about where I was. I was here. Well, for a portion of it, I wasn't there. This is where the wedding took place. Not exactly the same place, but it's a pretty large establishment. So, well, I made it to Phoenix either way. So, this was at a nursery just next to the facility. I thought it looked awesome, so photos, of course, will happen. I got to move a lot of trees. That's some of the work that I did. I rented a ton of them for the wedding itself. We'll just scroll through. Or not. Jeez Louise. All right. Let's go here. I took a picture of this. It's not coming up. Why are we not coming up? There it is. I took a picture of this. Why did I take a picture of this? It's not what's here. It's that little dot in the sky. It's an F-35. They fly over the house all the time. It's pretty great. So the place that I was at had three structures on it. Oh, here's a night shot of my shadow when it comes up. This is on a different computer, so I got to pull it over, and I'm streaming. So, but that's a pretty crisp, clear shadow. You don't really see those at night. That's cast from moonlight. It wasn't even quite a full moon yet. That was 2 days later. Cactuses, because I'd never seen them in person, and you got to take pictures of them. There's John, there's Christina, there's Joel. That's the guy that we went down to see get married off, which is pretty dang keen if you ask me. That's a real wagon wheel right there. Have you? All right, so this is inside. Joel actually refinished the entire cabin, pretty much top to bottom, every single board. They installed this while we were there. Joel did not, but yeah. John and I moved some furniture back in. It's a nice cabin. So here we are. Now we're going here. This was at the wedding facility. Isn't that great? Beautiful little, beautiful thing. Storybook wedding. So moving on with it. That's Joel's brother Mark, his son, Jason, Joel's mom. People. There's Christina again. But I was looking into here. See what's going on. There's Nate. There's Jesse. The other groomsmen. Besides John. That's the ceiling of the room we were. I mean, really amazing. Your parents' house next to a military. Well, then you're probably going to see a lot of air traffic. Yes, probably. But anyway, so yeah, this is where we walked down. Right here is where he and Courtney got married. That's Courtney's mom. That's the pastor right there. There's John. That's where the reception was. A lot of work on that reception. There's Courtney. This from Sedona. This is some pretty amazing stuff. I have to say, I did not expect that this on top of vanilla ice cream would be as epic as it is, but it's a taste unlike anything you've ever had before, and it's amazing. It is so good. And yes, my diet was completely busted while I was down there. Heck, on Saturday night, I had 2 pieces of cheesecake. But now I'm right back to it. Meat and meat byproducts only. Well, with a little bit of an exception, because I did say hot sauce. This is from Joel. He was like, you got to try this. It's not hot, but it's really flavorful. So I didn't realize I was supposed to take the second bottle that was there and give it to his brother up here. My mistake. This is on the property that I lived on, that I was visiting. Technically, this is Joel's apartment. It goes back quite a ways. These are kind of false fronts, but they act as storage units. So it's pretty neat. Here's the dogs. There's 3 bathrooms out there. They actually throw a lot of... This is the house that I was at. They actually throw a lot of church gatherings, parties, stuff like that. So there's facilities to feed thousands, almost hundreds for sure. There's a skipper. There's Harlow. There's Bronte. And actually, that's Bronte. Bronte is the barker. I can't remember his name, but that's a great dog. And they have 3 cats, of which I have 2 pictures of. That's us getting ready. Nate tying the tie for John. And I'll tell you what, none of us knew how to tie ties except for Nate. So God bless him. You know, he had to deal with all of us. There's the party just before the. Yeah, actually, that's I think yeah, just after the wedding. So there they are together. Beautiful bride, Courtney. There's cousins and whatnot. That's her sister. That's the father, the mother, the aunt. So his sister. All wonderful folks. There's the first dance. There's the moon rising. There's everybody together. Ah, there's me looking chubby. Uh, standing with fam and going on. There's my friend Joe. So Joe, Joel, and us, me. We've been classic friends for now for 30 years. So, but yeah, then it was time to drive home. And I saw stuff, man. I saw some things. It was weird, good, and you're just seeing pixels. But hey, and I had In and Out, so there's that. All right, let's kill all this and just say that I had the most amazing time. It was a grand adventure. Let me turn this down. Oh, look at this. See this right here? We don't live far enough south to really appreciate this. But that line right there is the Terminator that you can actually see, that's visible. And the Terminator is not like, I'll be back, you know. And it is every night, you know. But the Terminator is the dividing line between day and night. It's literally, you're seeing the shadow of night come across here, being pulled up like a blanket over you. By the time the sun dips over the horizon, I forgot about this when I lived in Vegas, it's the same thing. Nice light right here. This is just before the sun went down. And as soon as the sun goes down, it's just like immediate dark. It's like somebody turned a light off. Unless you live down there, you just don't appreciate that. But it is pretty interesting. It's like, wow, lights out, you know. But you'll see the Terminator coming at you, and it's really pretty cool. This was taken at night, moonlight, no other lights around. That's the horse trailer out there, and that's the place where the horses are. That's my shadow, as I've talked about before. I've actually got a lot of other photos, but a lot of them aren't coming through. But then it gets neat. So there's a cactus I got up next to. I didn't actually hug it, but I wanted to. We saw a rattlesnake. That's the one. There was a few things that I really wanted to see, and if I didn't see them, I'd be disappointed. I wanted to see a scorpion, you know, in the wild. Didn't see one. I wanted to see a Gila monster. Didn't see one in the wild. It's okay. But I did see the largest bumblebee I ever saw in my life. It was big as my thumb. This part here, and just solid black and huge. You would think that it's like a bird, a very small bird, like a hummingbird, but it's not. It's not. Also, I never saw a hummingbird land before, and I think that I did have a shot of that. But this is a rattler, and let's go ahead and rotate this so you can see what I saw. Rattlesnake, for real. Crawling there and there. We had just walked by here. We did not see it at all. And it's too early for them to rattle. So they're just waking up. They're not, you know, they're just finished hibernating and they're not doing the thing at all. But it got mad when Joel started throwing sticks at it. It was about 4 feet long. Mature rattler. So, yeah, cool, huh? This is from a parking lot. These Nothing Bundt cakes, they're absolutely delicious, very, very tasty. High recommendation. They have the best cream cheese frosting ever. Really, really good. Oh, no, by the way, I did not get to eat at Waffle House. I got to eat at a lot of other good places, but I did not get to eat at Waffle House. So next year, I'm going to eat at Waffle House. And Whataburger. It's a cultural thing. Got to have it. So, yeah. All right. I guess that's it for... Oh, actually, getting back to this. This is why I took this picture. I've never seen a hummingbird land before. It landed. Pretty cool. All right. Well, that's enough of that. So let's get back to me. So this isn't the only one that I may have purchased. This also has coil tab. Plays really well. Very happy with it. Am I happier with this than with the Jackson? Yeah. Pretty simple. But let me show you what I'm calling right now the bench warmer. because it's not set for prime time quite yet. And I'll explain why. So I went to In-N-Out Burger yesterday. And while I was there, I waited 40 minutes in line to get a hamburger. Got the hamburger, I drove over to the Guitar Center, and I ate the hamburger. The first one I've had in 60 days. I've been looking at one of these for 2 years. I walk into the Guitar Center, and I say to them, "Hey, how you doing?" Blah, blah, blah. Exchange cordialities, and the guy stands up from where he was, and this was behind him. I did not see it. And it was a reasonable price. And I sat down, and I said, okay. And the action was stupid high, and I'm like, but let me play it. So the action's too high, and I'm like, I have concerns about the frets because of the high action. Most of the time, people are trying to hide bad frets if the action's pretty high. And I was not wrong. So I get it home, and I find out there's a ramp here going up like this a little bit. So each fret here, 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 and here are higher than these. So I take them down a little bit today, but it wasn't enough. So I've got to give it a full-blown, really tear it apart, really do a good fret job on it, call it good. So that's when it'll be ready for prime time. Until then, it's bench warmer. But I'll tell you this. The neck is the same as the S770 PB that I used to have. It feels exactly the same. The one that I was doing with this. If I could remember how to play that stuff. It's the same feeling neck. So I'm already comfortable with it. It just feels normal, except it's got unlimited access. You can go all the way up, and it feels really good. With all the feels good. Feels really good. And I do. It's pretty. I like the way it looks. Would I like it better with a darker fretboard? I don't know. But maybe I would. I don't know. But anyway, so I'm going to tear it apart a little bit, give it a really good, one over with the frets, and it'll probably be just fine. If it's not, because I'm not getting rid of any of my Ibanez's, I will be refretting this entirely, and I'll be happy about it. In the meantime, though, this kind of chokes it right out. And it's all at the same spot. And because I'm going like this, because it's hitting this note, but I'm bending up a whole step, that means this fret is too high. So I've got these okay, and I got to get this one, and then this one, and then this one, and so forth. But I'm just going to do an overall. So. Yeah, these are cheap. These are dirt cheap. Dirt cheap. And I gotta say, with the exception of the fret problem, I recommend it highly. They're also, like I said, they play very, very well. It's a comfortable feel. That whole. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think they do any setups. I don't think they do any checks. They just take the used guitar and they sell the used guitar. So if you go on to Guitar Center and look at Guitar Center Tempe, which is where I got the Whitey over here, if you go there, you should see Whitey Jackson. And they're going to be selling it for close to $550, maybe $600. They may have to come down to about 450. I mean, heck, I was trying to sell it for 400, and I was having no luck whatsoever. They gave me 300 in trade, and I'm like, yep, just take it, go. I want that. So I got that, and that was the end of that. I still paid for that. You know, I out another $400, but there should be a running trend line here. Kirk only pays about $400 for guitars ever. Same bridge pickup as that, but they sound a little different. You may notice that it's a little weirdly spongy, and I like that. It has a nice, effect. Otherwise, no, I like your idea there. If you sell an instrument, it should be absolutely perfect. That's why I don't sell imperfect instruments. If I'm selling it, it's good, unless I tell you otherwise. But if I sell it, it's definitely good. Because most of the times because I had to work on it and make it good. Yeah, don't I know they do. Shifting just a little bit, like they didn't tighten it good enough neck-wise. And this is a lower cost Ibanez, even when it was new. I don't think they make these exactly like this anymore. And then this one was made somewhere between 2017 and 2018. I'm betting on 2018 though. So or was it 2018, 2019? 2017, 2018. Pretty sure. Yeah. I mean, most of the time they talk about like defects as in visual defects. For me, and probably for you too, all defects to me is playability. 100% playability. If it plays perfectly, it would be a surprise. Most everything needs work. The 7-string, I got it used and it's in really good shape. I didn't need to do anything to it, really. I mean, I needed to lower the action, but as it turns out, the frets were pretty good. I didn't need to do anything. But almost everything else, I mean, and this has been a long-standing complaint of mine, is I have to do something with it every single time I get anything. Everything has a problem. And nobody else apparently knows how to fix it or wants to pay somebody to do it for them. It's a real problem. That's one thing I got to say. I really like the spongy, fourth position back. If this is position 1, this is position 2 technically. Most people, when they talk about position 4, it's here. But I like this right here, which is just kind of a nice... has this nice quack to it. And no, I didn't play guitar for a week. It was terrible. Steam games and Steam. Oh, yeah. So, there's the thing. GOG, not just Steam. GOG has a game that I love. It came out in 2004 called Painkiller. I got the black edition. And it's got a bug that freezes the game and crashes it every stinking time. Probably pretty close to halfway through the game. And you can't pass it. You can't bypass it. There's nothing you can do. It just dies. Oh, speaking of nothing you can do, I am peeling as if I got sunburned. I got a little tan. A little darker than I was. You can't really see it with the light in here, but I'm a little darker than I was. My the blister on the way down on that drive, by the time I got into Salt Lake City, had decided to start coming off. And so it peeled off. And then it's been peeling. Everything has been peeling ever since. But the burn is essentially okay. We're okay. It's still visible where it was, but it's pretty well gone. But yeah, that Painkiller, man, that makes me angry because I like to play that still every once in a while. Just sit down and kill a bunch of demons. I was busy today. I've been waking up, about 6 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, and I get right to work. So now I'm kind of in the mode to do the same thing. So I got up this morning and I started doing stuff, unpacking, cleaning out the car. I go to the store, I go to the clinic for a minute, but I finished a song. Not really finished a song. I kind of added to a bunch of stuff, an idea that I had a week ago, which is essentially... Yeah. And that's easy to play. But I don't play it that way. I play it in a way that's a little harder to play because of those little things that, and the so this is the way I play it. Then you can play it that way too, and then and so forth, and you just keep on playing it again and again and again. And then you add layers and textures and stuff like that. And I thought of this neat little like 7/4 thing that can go over it. And so forth, and things that go over the top of it in a much weirder time signature. So check this out. Don't mind the drums. I actually played them on keyboard. I didn't want to program them. I just wanted it done. And this is short. Isn't this cute? And that's it. So I call this the warning. It's a little like Fate's Warning. It's also a little like Gordian Knot. It's a little like what you'd hear on Automata. And quite an automaton. O-T-T-O-M-A-T-A. But it's a bunch of layered... Cool, thank you. This should be ping-ponging a little bit here and there. Some weird effects on that. Hello, Bubba. Good evening to you. Yes, this is mine. Or are you talking about the hat? Yes, the hat belongs to me as well. It just kind of fades. It's supposed to fade out like this, but it ain't fading because I didn't fade it out yet. So it's just going to cut very shortly. Gotta wait. And that's it. Now, it should have had a little bit of extra space there. Yeah, so you see it. Yeah, the hat. It's got to be the hat we talked about. But that... like so. Then, but this part, this is the part that I really, really dug. That... That's the total. It's harmonized. So it's definitely, you know, once you start hitting that kind of stuff, you've definitely solidified what key you're in. So... And that's where I took that. So instead of... I could have done that, but I preferred hearing that over this, which gives it a nice quick fourth. And that's a way you can tell for sure that I didn't use a harmonizer. So, because I didn't use a harmonizer. This is a really good way to go. Everything else is just kind of like... And then the part on top of it. Very simple stuff. By the way, it's rare when you get an E note that actually lives in a guitar. Most of the time it's F sharp. But when it starts, sympathetically resonating with its 12th fret component that just kind of, gets in there. That's always a beautiful thing. Anyway. But it's all relatively simple. It's just kind of you pop it all in together, So, again, this. You guys want to play along at home? I mean, if you are playing along at home, I'm very happy about that. But we haven't been doing anything really specific either, have we? So, well, let's do something specific. This, 14 on the E. 15. And that alone is a nice phrase. Type of thing. It's just kind of neat, right? It is. It's not bad. So start with that. And then once you go all the way back up, and that's 14, 16 on the G. Then you go back and do 14, 16, 15, 14, 15. So when you're heading back to the 1, that's the next part of it. And that tells you it's time to go again. That's it. It's a nice sequence, like you said. I liked it. But I was starting it out doing stuff like this, And I'm like, yeah. And I was thinking about doing some crazy stuff like... I don't know the band Stone in Love. Let's see. It reminds me of a solo that I have to learn for a job. I'm subbing for the band Stone in Love. Wouldn't happen to be the solo for Stone in Love, would it? Because sounds like it's a Journey kind of a group, and I love Journey. So if you ever want me to learn any Neil Schon and help you out with it, okay. I'd be happy to do that. So, yeah, Neil's one of my all-time favorites. I don't talk about him a lot, but he is. He's one of my all-time favorites because he can play everything. And he always plays the right thing. And that's very interesting a way of putting it. Oh, the song Stone in Love. Okay, great. So. I'm not sure if they're tuned to flat or not. But I'm pretty sure if they're tuned to flat, it'll sound like this. But that's, or not quite that low, but nevertheless. Let's see. Not exactly. You know what? Let's actually bring it up and learn it. I think Rick Beato actually covered this a while ago, too, if you want to get his perspective on it. Empty the recycle bin. We don't need anything in there. Let's go to... listen. Musical rock Journey. That was off of. Was it Infinity or Departure? Escape? Frontiers. I'm going to find it. You can tell me, but I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to look. Escape. First of all, we have to determine what the guitar is tuned to. Oh, there it is. Yeah, Escape. One of the greatest songs of all time. Oh, John! How are you, my man? What is up, Duder, to you too? And you know what? I'm going to get the JS back in action because there is bending involved, and this is again bench warmer. And bench warmer until I get it suitable. Now, if this is an E flat, I'm going to switch guitars entirely again. And it very much likely is in E flat. But I don't know for sure. Come on, Boost, get off of there. All right. Get a little bit of a softer sound there. John, it's been a good time, man. Been to Phoenix and back. I'm never taking that drive again. You know, I used to think that my lost calling was long-haul truck driver. And, yeah, I've been very right. Well, it's got some. So, yeah, studio recording sharp. Yeah, as far as what Journey is concerned, oh, dude, yeah, they're some of the greatest. I mean, of all time. So, anyway, let's get back to G. Tune. I'm a little sharp. Speaking of sharp, I'm a little sharp. Oh, I know what you mean now. You meant this. The very thing that I'm dealing with. Oh, yeah. I'm actually way sharp. Let's, as they say in The Shining, correct it. Yeah, I know what you meant, tuning. Now. You can also not say the same thing about me right now. So, yeah. Hey, man, I'm pretty glad you're on. Whoa. You back in the Philippines? I mean, when you go on vacation, you really go on vacation, man. So let's get this thing down. A sharp. Oh, my Lord. Yeah. The fun thing about this guitar is I didn't even touch it until I got home. Lowered the action a little bit. Didn't have to lower it much. Realized it needs a shim. That's it. That's the only thing I've really done is realize it needs a shim. I didn't even shim it yet. But overall, it's in pretty good order. And I'm happy with it. So, what more could you ask for? So, I've got a secret about learning things that are sharp. You can detune stuff. Put it in your DAW. Oh, staycation this time. Yeah, well, you know what? With the exception of having to be in Phoenix to see, you know, a dear friend get married and start a new life with a wonderful person, girl. They're marvelous. I probably would have just stayed on my 10-day staycation too. But I will be back to work on Thursday in time to have a Monday and a Friday and then go back out after that. Who the heck's John Thayer? Dude, anytime. And you know how to get back here. So, good to see you, man. And normally I would be doing this on Monday, as you know, but I was driving yesterday until 8:30 p.m. Never again. Not that I don't like driving late. I just don't like driving a total of 3,081 miles. Sorry, 3,081.3 miles. Not again. Not in that amount of time. Long haul trucker, I am not. Although after a while of driving, it was just like, okay, this is my life now. Because one whole day is burned moving from one location to another on four wheels and getting gas. That's it. All right, so I'm not going to open this in there. I'm going to open this in SoundForge. You can open it in something else, but I'm going to open this in SoundForge. Normally when I hear this, though, I would think he's tuned to D. Because this sounds an awful lot like this. There. Type of thing. It just sounds like it. Not... Yeah. Type of thing. I'll figure it out. Okay, fine. Sorry, I'll just let it play. I'm trying to think of how it goes, but... And let's fix that sharp thing now. Oh, what am I doing? Let me show you. Cowboy chord. I'll cowboy chord you. So... let's see here. So what I'm going to do here is essentially fix it. I'm going to reverse everything. It's going to be great. Process pitch is in effects. You go to pitch shift, and that's when you can shift down some cents. And usually about 30 might do it. Oh, that's shifting it up one, two. There we go. So that's it. That's how you fix it.
Those crazy nights I do remember in my youth. I do recall those were the best times, most of all. You must hear when a Virgin girl burning love from once in a lifetime. She found me singing by the railroad track. Took me home, we danced by the moonlight. Those summer nights are calling, stoned in love. Can't help myself.
Pretty easy.
Stoned in love.
Ah. Oh, I'll just hit OK here then. So. Something like that, I think. Eh. I mean, we could harmonize that. That would be interesting. But, so let's get that. Is it the first lead or the very awesome second one where he's going off of... Oops. Let's open that up. Oh, it is. That's the easy part. So you know he's going to go up to G there. Yes. Let's bend up from the F. No. So it is right back to there. So, all right, that's great. So, something like that. One more time. Stop. Cardi third. Middle solo is the hard one. Middle solo. Oh.
The heat with a big cup, so don't it? Can't help
Okay, done with that. I was thinking they were going to talk setups, talking about who he worked for. Yeah, what the heck is even that? So this is the first start. Looks like G minor. Pentatonic so far. So we're starting there. In a second. Let me highlight this. Are you sure that's hard? That's the one you're talking about, right? See, because I would rather think that this one is a little more difficult. See? Such a good sound, man. Neil. All right, so. Something like that. I'm not quite sure. I'm not familiar with country. No, probably here. Yeah, figure it out. No, he switches down. So that type of thing. Type of thing. Probably. So you're hitting the flat 5, possibly. But this is the cool part here. Ha! Sorry. Well, you're going to have to pretend, that some of these pentatonics have a lot of passing tones in them. So that's going to be cool for you. Especially if it is that little... You're hitting 2 blue notes in there, and, the blue side of jazz. It's going to be there. So you got a third, that's a major. You got a 5, that's, well, in this case, it's a natural 7. But I'll bet you there's going to be a... there's your flat 5. Excuse me. There's your flat 5. There's your major third, and there's your natural 7 that you can incorporate into. Sure. Anyway, what I was going to say is, over this, if we were smart, we'd take the licks that we don't quite hear perfectly. We would slow it down a little more. So I'm going to highlight that area. And I'm going to go over to process. Now, this is just what I would do. And you can do this in any DAW. There is always a way. And I'm going to reverse it. No, I'm going to go to a time stretch. Not a Paul stretch, but a time stretch. I'm going to take what is normally 6 seconds worth of stuff, and I'm going to turn it into about 15, maybe 16. And on this, I've got this better for drums, so it doesn't have a lot of echo. So we can hear clearly that type of thing, but set your hand back here so the bar doesn't pull other notes sharp or flat. Probably. Something like that, maybe. Right, okay, so it's a little different than I was thinking. Well, let me see here. You're giving me a great excuse, though, to do some stuff, and I'm very, very appreciative of that. Let's go ahead and take this whole thing. And we're going to enslowify it in its entirety. Boom. Okay. All right, so now when we're listening to the song normally... All right, well, so, like I was saying there. Oh, and that. Probably up and on. Would probably do pretty well, and that's... Or... just guesses, though. Oh, by the way, my cats were very happy to see me. Hopper, in particular, today has not gotten off my lap pretty much once every time I sit down. And he's just a sweet, sweet little man. I even mauled the dog when I got home. Dog was like, oh my God, it's you. Laid right down. Oh, pets, please. Oh, yes, pets. Lots of pets. Puppy dog, puppy dog. Anyway. Oh, yeah. One more time on that. Here. Well, the only way to get it faster is to work on them, you know. Just like anything else, if I wanted to do it's about the only country thing I've got. Which I learned back when I was 18, that one. But this... That's just kind of fun to do. And the only way to get that quick is to practice it. Or... Again, you gotta do it. So... That's the only way to go. Playing. Moving on. No. How's that? No. I've got this all wrong. 1 second. Shifting positions. Well. Something in there. Something in there. That's it. So here. Yeah. Ah. I don't know what he's doing after that, but we'll figure it out. Oh, yeah. You can do that. Then that's where we're back to, I guess, though. And again, I'm going to just underscore this. I haven't played in a week. A week. I haven't been on a computer in a week. A week. I'd hit my phone every once in a while, mostly just to take pictures of my surroundings. The vacation was very worthwhile. I haven't been out on the road for 20 years. 20 years. Long overdue. Really cool. Really good. Oh, that is a band. Yeah. Got that? And then, you know, whatever else he does after that. I'll trust you'll go back in time and piece together the right spots in this particular production. Dude, really. Something like that. To be honest, it's this crazy ass iconic stuff that I'm drawn to. That whole insane. That's amazing. 1979. Just take a minute to appreciate this. Great bass line in this too. One of the things that they were absolutely masterful at doing was the outro song back in the 70s. But man, no, Neil had it all. Still does. You were a junior high in 79. Were you really? I was 5. Nevertheless, Bubba, you were at least around to see it happen. And I think that's phenomenal. So yeah, the middle solo, almost entirely G minor pentatonic. 2 or 3 different positions. You'll also find that, this whole... Then there's the... Yeah, and then you... type of thing. You can just pretty much, have a good time with it after the fact. But if you wanted to kind of jump up and have a little fun with it, if you wanted to do the more modern, you can do that too. And, kind of overdo the last little bit of it just to give it some, testicular fortitude, extra, which is good. Well, the position shifts are something that give a lot of people trouble, and the best way to practice those is to literally practice them. So if I was to jump up octaves, for instance, that would give me practice doing literally the thing that's giving me problems. if I was shifting between pentatonic positions, for instance. Excuse me. And just kind of goofing off between the two. I know there's 5, but goofing off between these two. It gives you an idea of what it feels like to shift between them and what's expected of your hands, which will solidify or will help start to develop like neural pathways, muscle memory, that kind of thing. So just remember, honestly, G minor is not the most accommodating position for guitar players to learn. As far as like G minor, like Aeolian or pentatonic. But I advise you to write something in it to make you get used to it. For me, that was, I never really gave it a satisfactory name, but my imagination was, all right, so there's a Transylvania night. There's a coach. It's being chased by like vampires and wolves, werewolves, whatever. But and so what would that sound like? Which is more like, no, that's more Randy Rhoads, but as a start, but it doesn't quite start all that way. It also starts with it's a little different. And yes, I harmonized it because I harmonized everything. There. How did that go? That's it. That's been years. I wrote it in 2001. Yeah, was it? Yeah, I did. I was 27, so yeah. So anyway, but that progresses for a little bit. Now G. Actually, that's harmony. And then the chorus is also G minor, but I've taught this before. That's right. And all in all, all right. I did a lot more hammer-ons. Dang it, nose itch. I started sneezing as soon as I got back into, well, Upper Oregon, but just about the time I crossed the border into Washington State. I had the best sinuses in the world in sunny Phoenix, Arizona. 105 degrees. It just felt great. Felt like a nice 75, 80 degree day here. It wasn't abusive. The humidity was nice. You know, none. It was lovely. My voice changed. I had no falsetto anymore. I couldn't do like, none of it. It was gone. And I was hoarse almost all the time because I was talking a lot. I mean, I kind of do that anyway, but it was just so dry. I was, how you guys doing? I had a little vocal fry almost all the time. It was not cool. But at the same time, it was kind of neat. It's almost like, hey, that's where puberty went. South, but it was really kind of neat. Raspy. I was raspy, for days. It was really cool. But, and I wasn't even sick. It was good. Going on with it though. Let's play that. Let's play what I remember of that tune. I got to find it first. And yeah, please keep in mind, no bass, bad drums. I should probably re-record this. I'm not as fast as I used to be, though. 27, I was pretty speedy. And dexterity. Lots of dexterity. But we'll see what I can do. It'd be a good one to cap this off with. But shifting positions. This is also shifting positions. And yes, I was listening to a lot of Tony McAlpine. Well, jet away. Glad you showed up, man. Best of luck on the solo. Seriously. I don't think you're going to need it, though. You'll get it. Just whatever you do, my advice for the Neil Sean thing is, play it with as much authority as you can. Whack that string. Don't hit wrong notes. But whack the strings when you're doing all that. Really, make it seem like you're meaning it. It's a lot better that way. 20 years gone. Used to be called 10 years gone, and now it's been over 20, so yeah, let's find out. And I'm unknown artist. That's not it. And all these tracks to go through. Funny. That was my joke on Celebration. Here, this is, again, I would have been 26 when I did this, and it's funny to me. And then I kind of do a half-hearted woo. But when you get onto the riff, the reason why I learned this was because not exactly. Which is essentially, that was wrong, but Best of Both Worlds, was a ripoff of Celebration from Kool and the Gang. For real. Listen. Tell me. That was fun to play. Cute, huh? All right, well, let's find the thing. I'll know it by the intro. This is not it. Oh, that's a good one, though. Well, mostly. Production was crap. Keep in mind, again, bad drums. Nope. The mandatory shuffle. Everybody has to do one. Was never happy with that. I was still having problems. My little jazz number. I was still having problems with some dexterity after the 21, what is that, carpal tunnel experience. So you must forgive me. Yeah, it's cute. Got it in here somewhere? Nope, that one's one I called College Rock, and it was appropriate. Nope. I'll skip down a bit. Nope. Maybe it's not in this one. Maybe it is in this one. Nope. This one? Oh, yeah, because there's like album after album. Chasing My Tail, that's a fun. Rhapsody was a fun one. This one. Which I don't remember how to play, apparently. Is this fat? something like that. It's been a while, but that's it's got a nice heart to it. Isn't that cute? It's a different tuning though. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know what I did there, but obviously I did at the time. I don't know. But, yeah, firing on all cylinders that year. Chasing My Tail. Oh, yeah, that's when I started to just kind of improvise, make stuff up as I go along. Nameless Instrumental, are you it? That's it! Ha! Let's play! If I can hear it. Maybe a little loud. Sorry about that. And so forth. But it's fun. You should try it. Write something in a key that you don't know. You'll begin to know the key. I don't know what I did here, but I did it in octaves. All right. Back to E, and but up here, very Yngwie here. I don't really remember, but something like that. So, improvisation gets you so far, but if you don't know what you did, you don't know what you did. Yeah. 20 years later, I remember some stuff, but that's about it. If I harmonized it, I remember what it is. But it was fun to play. And going on with it, you can just go ahead and go. You have to end it in high A. So sorry about the crazy weirdness there, performance-wise. But I haven't really played it since I wrote it pretty much the day I turned 27. So, and I'm a little older than that now. So it's been a long time. So, yeah. But that little thing there was me working out a problem. Two problems at once, really. It's playing in the key of G minor. And that's, again, uncomfortable for guitar players. And a problem with sweep picking. I needed an exercise that was melodic. Again, slowly. And naturally, I did harmonize it. So it was that. How did that go? So I didn't do that there. I did it in major. But I couldn't have done it in major, so it had to be minor. No, but that's a nice modulation. That's it. It's a very nice thing. And then, of course... No. No. Yes. Which is a little hard to play up there with smaller frets. This has a little smaller frets, but that's all right. We can get by. Moving on with the story, though, this... I'm going to say this, by the way, right now. This is one of the most playable guitars, even with a slightly higher action. Like I said, I need to shim the neck. If you find one of these, the JS 140s, don't even hesitate. Well, try it out first, but don't hesitate. The thing's pretty dang good. So, and I got myself one of these, by the way, to help deaden some sounds when I'm going. And it works. But none of your heroes, my heroes, used them back in the day, as far as I know. These kind of things, very clean, and should be very clean anyway, without that. Because especially if you're going to be hitting open strings and stuff. I mean, it's kind of important, right? But if you're doing some stuff, tapping-wise, it might be a good idea to have it. Now, this was like $3, by the way, so I can recommend them. I mean, that's a relatively quiet performance. as opposed to the noisy noise that would have been there before. But I wouldn't use it as anything else. Is Yngwie the best? Yeah, probably. Probably. When I saw him live, I was kind of convinced. I've never really seen anybody do it like him. The sheer amount of musicality and dexterity shown, I can't honestly think of anybody who can competently or technically match him. I've never seen anything like it. Ever. And that's saying something. I've seen Joe Satriani live, and he was absolutely a master. But Yngwie improvised all the time. All the time. And it all sounded good. You know, he doesn't play the leads the same way, ever, that is on the albums. There's a few things that he memorizes and he continues to play, but I don't know if I ever heard him screw up in the 2 hours that he was playing and prancing around and being Yngwie. I've never seen anything like it. He was really on. I've never seen anything like it. I was astonished. You know, now I see what a good guitar player actually is. Not a good guitar player, and that's the master. You know, this is the line. And it's really funny because, you know, I used to tell my mother, you know, well, Kirk, when do you think you're actually going to be good? Because she'd compliment me, you know, like, I'm not good, Mom. She's, well, when do you think you'll be good? And I'm like, well, when I can play Yngwie, I'm good. Or play like Yngwie. And, you know, I did play I'm a Viking. I did a cover of it, and I did it for her, but, you know, she had passed before she heard it. But I'm sure she knew that I could play like Yngwie, but I never did any kind of like Yngwie anything specifically for her. But so I kind of wish that I did it before she passed away, just so she could, you know, here you go, Mom. Okay, I can play okay. So I consider myself good. Here you go. And yeah, well, that's all there was. Souvenirs. So on the same hike, they have creek beds over there, by the way. They don't call them creeks. They call them washes because whenever there's a big rain, the monsoon season, these things wash out. They're washways. They're where the flash floods happen. So they call them washes. You know, Big Wash, and Burroughs Wash, and this wash, and that wash, and the other wash. Not the wash from Firefly, though. But so I got this from there. And it's all sparkly. You can't really see it. I'm going to full screen this. There we go. Oh, no. Bless you for thinking so. Anyway, I got this rock. It's a sparkly rock. I liked it. A lot of quartzite in it. Very cool. You're too much. Thank you. I disagree, but thank you. And I got this one, which is pretty much the same as that one, but it's bigger and it's very funky looking. You don't see rocks like this around here because it's not smooth because of rain. Rain makes everything around here like rounded and smooth. This is a desert rock. So I'm keeping these guys up there. Jim, the proprietor of the residence that I stayed at, it's his house and his wife, and they're the most beautiful people. Wonderful, wonderful, giving, caring. Honestly, emotionally, they're just so fabulous. They're great people. Jim walked me out to my car as I was kind of getting ready to pack it up. And I'd seen this next to my car where I was parked for a while. And I picked this up off the ground. And I turned to Jim and I said, Jim, it's just a stick. I said, Jim? He said, yeah. And I said, I'm going to borrow this. And he looked at me and he laughed. Gave me a big hug. And I took it home. So that's my other souvenir besides all the pictures and the memories from this. It was a good time. Well, on that immense high note, and you're a blessed individual, I'm telling you now. You're really, really awesome. So thanks, Melina. Very cool. I will sign off for the night, and I'll be back on Saturday morning and then Monday as usual. So I've got one more day off. Gee, what am I going to do with it? I've got a fret job to do, that's for one. I got a car I got to wash. I've got more bugs on the front of my car than, oh my God. I've got more bugs on the front of my car than the Amazon rainforest. It's nuts. It's just nuts. Before I get off, though, here, let's go ahead and head over to, where was I? Oh, yes, Kirk. Everybody likes my photos. Let's see here. Oh, some of my cover handiwork. I got to do another Maiden tune soon. I haven't done one in a while. But and I'm thinking about something off of this album. And I was thinking about Alexander the Great because a friend of mine that I haven't talked to in a while that I probably should get a hold of at work, he mentioned that I should probably do Alexander the Great. Well, that's a long song, and I don't know if anybody wants to listen to 9 minutes of me playing, but especially stuff that everybody already knows, but I'd be happy to give it a shot. But that's probably my favorite one of all time right there. It's like, oopsie, that's it. But I was going for here, and I was going for sort by, no, view, details, sort by size. There we go. This is from Reno, Nevada to home. I'm not going to make you sit through all 21 minutes of it. But I am going to skip around a little bit. Oh, look, going to wash my window. Reno, or rather Nevada, and a lot in Phoenix have more like injury attorney billboards than I've ever seen before. By the way, we just passed Carl's Jr. and there's a Chili's over there, and a Chipotle's. We passed that too, and I was like, "Ooh, Chipotle! I love Chipotle." But this is Reno, Nevada, at 2,800 miles an hour. So I'm flying faster than most jets fly right now down the road. I was actually texting at this point. Right here. Let's see. No, I don't mind at all. Shooting a text back to you if I'm not in traffic or in road construction. No, generally. Oh, yeah, that's fine. It's a lake over here. It's actually amazing countryside. It got much better as I went. So as you can see, I'm actually in California now. Whoops. I didn't think I thought I was bypassing it, going pretty much straight into Oregon. Oh, no. I had to go through California to do this. So I'm in California, and yes, I saw more highway patrol in California and a little bit in Oregon than anywhere else, either on the trip down. I saw 4 cops on the way down. One had somebody pulled over. The other one was going in the other direction. There were 2 more a little bit later on, just kind of being there. And that was it. On the way back, like 50. So they're everywhere. And this didn't help the inextricable pull I had to go home. I'll be going home tonight and everything will be all right. Because when I open up the door, you'll be waiting. White Lion, all that kind of stuff. It's a great tune, yeah. So, moving on with the story. Going to California. Oh, Going to California. Yeah, it's a good song too. Led Zeppelin. So you can see I'm going into snowier territory. Right now, it's really sunny, but my car said it's 59 degrees. Oh, this is killing me. This is the second time they've taken me through back roads. Now I got to wait on construction. You see how long I'm waiting here, considering it's 30 times speed. I wait there for over 8 minutes. And then they let us go with a pilot car. And so we're doing 35. Oh, by the way, I'm going to stop this. You see this cut in the road right here? Pay attention to that for a second. I hate roads like this. Oh, yeah, we got to stop. Now we go again. Now we're going up the hill. There's nothing. It's straight down. Straight down. Straight down. Nothing. No guardrails. California is the base of leftists. Yes, it is. It is the opposite of based. But it is their base. But I can't stand this. I can't stand it. All right. Now we're going in the wrong lane. Now we're out of that. And it's still going up the hill. We're at 5,000 feet at the just under a mile. 5,100 and I want to say 27 feet for the top of that. And now we're going to go down the hill. And at some point in the future, I'm going to pass this guy. And pass him I do. Because he turns off. He spared me the satisfaction of actually getting around him. I will say this, though. Northern California is some of the most beautiful country I've ever seen. I love it there. I'll tell you what, there was a part of this that I was driving through in very southern Oregon and Northern California that if you played Far Cry 5, that's it might as well be the same place. Every lake that I drove by the way, was an enormous lake that took like 20 minutes to pass at minimum, going 80 miles an hour. Sometimes they took longer. That big lake, you know, and going up and around. I will say this again. I mean, I just did this yesterday. I wish I could have gone this fast. Strong force powers and all that, you know, going that fast. But still, right up in here a ways, there was a church and an old graveyard. Looked like it was right out of it. Actually, I already passed that a long time ago. But yeah, never mind. That was a while ago. So I get out to stretch my legs, go back. All right, and keep moving on. And then the road construction hits again. And so I'm waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And I get bored. And I eat a little bit. And I decide I'm going to go talk to the flagger. So I talk to the flagger for a bit. And I ask about roads. I'm like, well, I plan on going this way. And then we finally go, plan on going this way or this way. I got to go up through Oregon. And she said, well, you go this way or this way. And I said, well, what has the better road? She said, oh, that's this way. And it's not the way that Google had me going. So I took what it said was, it'll take you 2 extra minutes if you go this way. I went that way. And it didn't say anything about the road construction. It took me 45 more minutes to get through that. You'll see whether we like it or not. But at any rate, so I'm approaching. I see some snowy caps, snowy peaks. I'm like, all right, Southern Oregon for sure. Stop here, pick up a coffee, there you go. Actually, no, that lady decided to go to the bathroom. I needed to go, but, you know, we didn't wind up going. I went after I got into Oregon. So get going. But I got a coffee and a bag of cinnamon bears because I was off my diet. I figured this is my last day to have cinnamon bears, so I had cinnamon bears. Catch up to this dog up here. And away we go. I was actually really lucky to get behind a couple of people that were always going 80 miles an hour. So here's a top tip for people who like to go relatively quick on roads. Like you drive with a purpose. Here's the tip. When you find somebody that's going the speed that you want to go, don't pass them. Let them stay in front. This guy stayed in front for a long time. Let them stay a ways in front. So that way the police see them first. And when you see their brake lights go on, you hit yours. And they're the ones that get pulled over. I call them a license to speed. Oh my God. Hi, Mike. Thanks. Yeah. No, I'm not because I'm tired. Thanks for telling me. Now that's actually genuinely stupid and funny at the same time. Well, at any rate, yes, so basically you were watching me watch something that you guys weren't watching, but now you're watching the thing. Jeez, Mike, that was great. Thanks for letting me know. And thanks for proving a point. Kirk dumb today. So when you drive 3,000 miles, it's going to make you stupid. It's okay. So, oh, I know what I did right there. There was a sign that said rocks. So I said rocks. Anyway, so now we're in Oregon, pretty much. And passing everybody like crazy, because passing everybody like crazy is where it's at. And just up the road here, there's a gas station. I stopped for gas. I didn't actually need to. I could have gone a couple hundred more miles, but I like to be ready for if we're crossing a mountain pass, which we were going to. Again, you know, which would be nice. Shasta, by the way, is to my my left. Wait for it to clear up. All right, going in, getting the gas, washing the window. Wish I could wash it that fast. I was so excited. This is my first day wearing pants in a week. So I know that sounds a little funny, but it's true. I did not buy chicken. But hit the can and got a bottle of Gatorade, which I still have, and took off. And now we're going off to the races once more. And again, this was from Reno, Nevada, all the way to home. And with just a couple of stops. So, and I'm, yeah. Dude. No kidding. The only way I could get by, and I learned this the hard way, but the only way I was really getting by was by following other people and calling them my friends. because I was by myself. Hey man, all right, here we go. Oh, you're the one with the dog. Let's go. Yeah, yeah. Oh, dude, I'm telling you. So, all right, and then I made more friends, friends as I go along here, and then we're driving up, and we're in Oregon now. This is good stuff. Let's keep going. Um, you know, and I wasn't going to get gas in California either. The gas there was like $5 a gallon, more than $5 a gallon. So this lake went on forever. Big lake, big lake. And I really don't like, bodies of water. Oh, it was nuts. Yeah, yeah. So, anyway, but there it is. Oh, that was Mount Shasta. Then there's Crater Lake up here. Can't really see it, but it's right pretty much there. Like this whole expanse right there is Crater Lake. Oh, there goes another jet. That was actually probably my buddy who had a layover coming back, John, different John, who had a layover in San Francisco and then took off from there, Phoenix to San Francisco to Seattle. That may very well have been him. So, yeah. Pass while you can, pass while you can. It's pretty sketchy sometimes, man. Really, really kind of like, nobody's slowing down. Every time you go to pass somebody, they speed up, those jerks. But, yeah. But 90 solves a lot of problems sometimes. And then there's these, the trucks, the campers, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, okay, so that was the way Google wanted me to go. From like from Weed over the pass, but from the other side over. And when I talked to the lady, she was like, when I said which roads are better, she said this one. And what you just said right there confirms to me that, yeah, I didn't want to do that. I don't like to go through. I'm not really a phobia kind of a guy, really. I've got some, but I'll tell you things that I like and things that I don't like. I don't like driving on cliffs. I don't like driving on extremely narrow roads that wind and twist and stuff like that. So what's coming up is something like that. You're going to see us take a turn right here. Yep. And it's at this point we're going to start going up and around. And so far the road looks fantastic. And the road pretty much stays fantastic. But there's a lot of switchbacks on it. That if you go over 30 on a 6% grade, when your brakes are starting to go, yeah, you've used us a lot. I mean, we're a good car and all, but you've used us a lot. We're not going to slow down as quickly as you'd like. Why are you going 75 down this road? Why are you going 80 down this road? But so yeah, we're going pretty quick, and usually following somebody, and they went. I have no idea how they drove so fast. They're in a Jeep, and I'm a pretty good driver, and I thought that 80 was probably as fast as I wanted to go on this. Period. They disappeared, and there they were. They disappeared off into the horizon. And then by the time I caught up to where I thought they were, and there was a great tunnel there, they had passed other people. So I had to pass them too. So like this guy, I get to pass him at some point in the future. Man, my nose killing me. But yes, when you start going to the windy switchback stuffs, after going up to 6,000 feet and then back down again because you're crossing a mountain pass, I start to not like that so much. But I'll tell you one thing that I really didn't like. Yeah, is this. The unannounced road construction. Did Google know? No. Did they bother to tell me? No, they didn't know. So I sat there, put it in park. Again, this is 30 times normal speed. How long did we sit there? Long time. Then I see people start to go ahead and move around, like this guy just gets up and goes around. Why are they going around? I don't know. Because one truck was stalled out. We didn't know to go. So now I'm stuck behind trucks. Until then. Now we're free. And by the way, interestingly enough, I got around the friend who was going like 90 down that. Now he's gonna. I think he's gonna pass me pretty soon. I gotta pass this dude too. Dude, 120 down this. They're brass, aren't they? That's crazy. And all the cops I saw, yeah, I'm surprised I didn't get stopped. Oh yeah, I turned the camera for a minute to show what I was seeing over there. I thought that was kind of important. Oh look, I'm passing a lake that is infinite. It never stops. It just keeps going and going. I finally got past that guy. And then right up here, I pass a few vehicles and I catch sight of the I-5. And I did the same thing as I said about earlier when I first saw a mesa in the distance, real desert stuff. I did this, like, oh my God, it's the 5, and so I knew I was home. I'm home free at that point. Let's go. Okay, I'm on the I-5. I no longer need sat nav. I'm good. Too late on the suggestion, bud. When I was 13, I took a road trip with my grandparents, and they did take that coast road home. And we crawled through the redwoods. It was beautiful. We stopped 3-4 times a day to see tourist traps and giant redwood things. But it was a crawl. It was a real crawl. Unless you want to be a tourist, that's no place to be. Not if you're trying to get somewhere. And by the way, I have to take issue with Oregon. So this straight stretch goes for about 100 straight miles. At least it feels like it. And the speed limit max is 65. And everybody's doing about 67. I want to say that it's the only state that has a sub 70 mile an hour speed limit on the West Coast. And they can't say it's because of safety. Cars got a lot safer. Oregon drivers kind of suck. Everybody in Arizona drives like me. Everybody, except for they have a little less caution when it comes to like life and limb of their vehicle. Oh yes, bathroom break. I couldn't quite make it to In-N-Out. I had to stop. And boy, was I happy I did. All right. Off to the races once more. Next stop. This. And a near 40-minute wait at In-N-Out Burger. So remember how I said I'm not going to make you all watch it all? I guess you're watching it all. Dude, well, you were in a very, very quick and capable vehicle. That's probably why. Next time I go down here, I'm not going to In-N-Out. I will be going instead to Chipotle. And a new person came out right there, and the line actually started to move. That's pretty neat. Keep in mind, I've already ordered. I just have to go up and pay and then collect my food. I did miss hamburgers. I'll say that much. Oh, look, Guitar Center parking lot. I'll just stay there for a minute. I went inside. Oh, actually, I ate my burger right here. And then I went inside and talked to the guy for a minute. And lo and behold, when he stood up, this was right behind him. I'm like, oh, no. And it's a decent price. And I've been looking at these for 2 years. Oh, and now it's right in front of me. All right, I'll try it out. Played it for like 2 minutes. I said, well, the action's high, so I'm worried I have to do fret work, and I was right. No regrets. Ah! Holy smokes, dude. Well, I can't drive 55 either. But I stopped wanting to get tickets 20 years ago. 19, really. The last ticket I got was 19 years ago. And that's the last one I paid, at least. The next ticket I got after that was right afterwards for driving with wheels off roadway, which was bullshit. And I fought it in court. And because the officer didn't file paperwork, doing me a favor, the case was dismissed because there was no plaintiff, essentially. Next of all, yeah, the last speeding ticket I got. And, you know, I was part of the Speeders Club a long time. I drove probably triple digits everywhere I went, no matter what. Even in town, I got to where I was going as fast as humanly possible, and I feel bad about that as an older person now, thinking how many people that I could have killed, accidentally, of course, accidentally, let alone intentionally. But out of all the people, just one false move. I mean, I was like I said, I was a pretty good driver, but. And the roads are meant to drive, at least in Washington, at double the current speed limit. So when I was doing 130, that was around ballpark. But I would always get it up to at least 110. But 130 was not uncommon. I got pulled over 3 times in 9 years. And I always considered it, just, all right, so I'm paying for the right to speed. And I stopped doing it, though. I feel like, you know what, the reckless endangerment thing, it's too costly. I've always was either caught speeding up to or decelerating from the speed that I was going to travel, and they always got me at about 20 over the speed limit. So I was always lucky in the speeding tickets that I got. But and then of course get back into Washington State here, and the speed limit's 70, so set the cruise control for 72. I am almost out of gas. Keep in mind, the last time I got gas was in Southern Oregon, just across the border. And I'm not on vapor quite yet, but I'm real close. Toutle River, everybody. Seen Jeremy lately? How's he doing? He doesn't talk to me anymore, not since I left the writing project. But I wasn't intending to end the friendship, by the way. I was just intending to not be bothered with writing with him anymore. Because, well, I had reasons. Mainly because he just kept redoing the same thing over and over and over again with new stuff. And I wasn't really able to hear a difference between what he was doing and what he did the last time. And it had been 3 years, since we started recording in the first place together. Like I'd record a tidbit and send it to him. And I know he had life stuff going on, but I can mix something in a day. So, and it sounds good. But that was the reason why I left. It was just, he kept dragging his feet. I'm like, dude, we got to pick a time to release and just release this, get the music out there. And he didn't want to, kept dragging his feet. More problems, got to remix it again and again and again, 3 times remixing it. And I said to myself that this is never going to end. Why don't we set a date with him? All right, April something, let's get it May 1st. Let's set a date and stick to it. Release the material that we have, and we can continue on after that. But the guy, he was like, I can't work like that. I can't have a timeline to work with. And I'm like, I work best under pressure. So it's a complete opposite thing. And it was just very frustrating to me, and I didn't want to be a part of that anymore. So I quit, and that was the end of that. Still proud of the music that we made together. Welcome to Costco. If I didn't get gas now, I wouldn't have been able to make it home. I have no idea who this person was. And now, it's a drive I've made many, many times before. And I forgot how stupid Washington drivers are typically. I'm in the passing lane. I'm just going to go 40 and a 60. Pieces of crap, man. Just pieces of crap. But anyway, this is getting a fret job tomorrow. Should be in good playing order. I am not replacing the pickups. I like them as they are. Ibanez Quantum pickups always sound good to me. Some people say they're a little too lightweight, but I think that's just a matter of EQing after the fact. They're enough to get everything past that you need to get past. All right, you guys don't know where I live, and you don't need to, but you can tell I'm in Shelton. Oh no, now you know where I live. So... Well, at any rate, I really appreciate everybody showing up today, and the fact that I didn't play guitar for the last 20 minutes. The fact that some people are still here, that's pretty good. But the next time you can drive 2,400 mile an hour and have a 3,000 mile round trip, 3,081, I think it was, 0.3. Don't. If you can avoid it by taking a plane, it'll cost you just about as much. I think I got gas 8 times total, and prices vary. The cheapest gas I saw was $2.99 a gallon. I was really happy to see that, and that was in Arizona. I think the last gas I got in Arizona was I want to say Kingman, Arizona, and it wasn't too much over that. It was like $3.17 a gallon. I was really happy about that. And then I drove on that gas until Tonopah, Nevada. Oh, that's fun. So I drove to Tonopah, and I always wanted to be there because, it's like, ooh, secret stuff happens here. Yeah, and it's also a dirt ball town. It is not what I pictured. Not from, the books that I've read. But it is. It's essentially like an abandoned gold mine of a town. And the base is not anywhere close to there where the cool stuff happens. I drove by Creech Air Force Base. That was cool. Indian Springs, Creech, right there. I could see some stuff, and you could see through the peaks where, Frenchman Flats would be, and I'd be like, yeah, they used to give atomic tours until they built this stupid drone base right here. But they used to give atomic tours. I could have gone up, and I'm telling you what, I would have taken an extra day to come home if they actually had that open to where we could go in and take a look at the new, Frenchman Flat and all that kind of stuff. Because I've always wanted to see that. They used to give tours, but then they built another secret base, and you're not allowed to go there now. So, they've capped it off. They basically have secret base where they used to blow up the nukes, and then Area 51, more secret base. You can't go in anymore. You just can't. Bunch of crap. Well, at any rate. So, no atomic tours for Kirk. I saw Dust Devils. I saw like 3 in a row over here, over there. I'm like, that's a Dust Devil. Drive closer. It really is a Dust Devil. Oh my God. Really big funnel of dirt tornado thing. It was amazing. I've never seen one in person before. You see pictures of them, but no, they're real. Oh my God. So, I drove on the most dangerous highway in America, pound for pound, is Highway 93. Going up from Las Vegas all the way through Tonopah to essentially pretty close to Reno. And I drove that, and it is an 80 mile an hour speed limit. Trucks go 80 as well. Trucks will speed up when you try to pass them, it's really a dirtbag move, but they'll do it. And then, of course, they'll slow down afterwards. They make you work for it. But I will pass you if I want to pass you. So there's no stopping me, man. I will pass you. There is the other thing. Let's see. But yeah, most dangerous highway, more fatalities, more everything. As far as wrecks and all that kind of stuff happen on that highway than anywhere else in America. And it's because it's a 2-lane road. You're going this way, there's somebody right there coming at you, 80 mile an hour both ways. So, sometimes more. Yeah, fun stuff. Let's see if I can dig that one up really quick.
No preventative maintenance
this.
whatsoever. That's,
I'm going to turn this down so you don't have to hear our conversation. This is Verrado in just outside of Phoenix, just north of Buckeye, Arizona. And it is
only fix it when it breaks
gorgeous, just a gorgeous place. I can imagine actually having quite a nice life here, whereas other places have just some dirt, some ranches. There's a lot of ranches actually around there, and it's definitely outside of Phoenix. It's a lower crime area. It's very nice. You could see it. It's very nice. I saw one homeless person. One. It was outside a Guitar Center in Tempe. Apparently they have a few in Tempe. But most of the time they don't because it's so dang hot. They just, well, let's go to Washington State. We get free stuff. So no homeless. Hardly any crime. In this general area, at least. I mean, there is a bit, it comes with the territory. You live near humans. There's going to be some humans doing nefarious things. It just happens. Malice happens too. So, but on with the story here. This whole area, just an amazing and impressive, beautiful oasis. Yeah. We were actually going to go up and hike a trail. This is where I got these rocks. But unfortunately for us, let me go back a little ways. This is nice. And this is at real speed. We're not doing 2,400 miles an hour here, but here's the little shopping center area. Looks like something right out of Grand Theft Auto 5, actually. Almost. But it's more quaint than that. There's a real small town feel to this, but everything is clean. Oh, I actually thought for a second I could turn, so we could look over here and look down the street, and turn over here and look down the street. No. There's the shop down there called Bashas or Bashaz, which is the last name of the family. Stuff is not cheap in there. Some of the water is. I got usually coconut water and regular water every day there, every day that we went. But no, man, just a lovely little community. And I think Joel is going to be moving here with his wife at some point in the future. I'm not totally sure about that, but I think that's the plan. They really are pretty happy about Verrado. And if I ever won the lottery, I'd be pretty happy about Verrado too. Again, nobody would know, but there would be signs. My God, did I feel good when I was there. Didn't even eat my normal diet, meat only, but man. No arthritis pains, no sinus problems. Phoenix is for me. 105 degrees. Actually, it only got up to 104, so 105 is a bit of a stretch, right? But the first day I was there, it was supposed to be like 95. It was 97. Next day was 105. Day after that was 104. Let's see. Well, 104, then 102. And then the wedding day, it was only 95. It was great. It was overcast, too. So then the day I left, it started to climb up really quick, although we still had some clouds. I don't know. It was one of the best times of my life, except for that damn drive. Well, everybody, thanks very much for showing up tonight. I missed you guys. Be well out there, and I will be seeing you Saturday. And we'll be right back to the normal schedule of Monday nights after this. So get questions ready. I want to answer them. If you got questions, I want to answer them if I can. And if I have to make stuff up and make it sound convincing, I will.